Hello, my name is Jack Simino, and today I'll be sharing some of my theories that I've been developing over the past year or so. So, I guess the right place to start would be with the zero. So, I was in bed one night, and I realized that I had no concept of God. I had never believed in God, and something came to me as a substitution of that. This was what I like to call the zeroth dimension. The zeroth dimension is complex to explain, but I'll try my best. With everything I've written about it, I might develop some theories about it someday. Not sure where life will take me. But the zeroth dimension is what created this universe, and possibly what created all possible alternate timelines. So, without divulging into anything too quickly, let's start with what is the zero. The zero is the creator of the universe, and it is the embodiment of infinite dimensions stored into something that looks like nothing. The laws of physics say that 99.9 etc. percent of everything is empty space. I believe that what lies in that empty space is this zeroth dimension. So, according to the law of conservation of mass, particles cannot be created or destroyed. Mass cannot be created or destroyed. So, that being said, every quantum particle, or particle even smaller than that, that's been created would have to have been continuing to exist since the beginning of time. And if that would be so, then they would carry all the information of their past travels. And what's interesting about this is that if you really look into it, you can see that where would they store all of that? Where would they store all of the information? And where I believe this is stored is in the zeroth dimension. So the zeroth dimension houses infinite amounts of matter and infinite amounts of information, since the beginning of time. And that being said, if we were to talk about parallel realities, I would say that since this universe exists in one flow of time, and different parallel realities exist in different flows of time, then the creation of each universe would have to take place before the creation of time. Because what we exist in right now, the space-time continuum, is what we perceive the third and fourth dimensions. I believe dimensions run in pairs. There's the first and second points and line fragmentation, and then there's the third and fourth, space and time. The fifth and sixth, I believe, are teleportation and time travel, and the seventh and eighth, I believe, are interdimensional travel and interdimensional time travel. So, being that these dimensions work in pairs, it would only make sense that one species would only be able to exist and comprehend two at a time. So, the two that they live in and anything below them. So, why does this all matter? Why am I taking the time out of my, frankly, not very busy day because I'm in rehab to explain all of this? Because it's been in my head too long. I've been trying to get these ideas out to people, and it seems like every time I do, I lose a bit of them. So, maybe I'm trying to completely rid these ideas from my own mind, or maybe I'm trying to see if anybody else can connect to it. I'm not sure. The human mind is a mystery. Speaking of the human mind, though, if you are familiar with Carl Jung, then you know that he had the idea of the collective unconscious. This is the idea that everybody shares one part of their soul with everybody else. How I believe this happens, well, you can examine it in the process of death. When someone dies, I believe that a part of their soul, the collective, gets reincarnated into the next person, whether it be past, present, or future, because outside of life, time does not manifest. So, with that being said, what is the rest of the soul? Well, it's all of your experiences. So for all the people that have lost you, all of your experiences manifest themselves into some sort of base consciousness that stay around in what we consider to be spirits. I'm sure you've seen ghost hunters and that sort of thing, where people can communicate with these, not realizing that part of the soul has already left and gone on to its next journey. If you know the egg theory by Andy Weir, if not, I would suggest going to watch it. It saes that every human being is sharing one collective soul, and that we are together a fetus for a god. And if this were to be true, then this could imply that not only do we share one part of the collective soul, but we are all the same person. So every time you victimize someone else, every time you help someone else, you are victimizing and helping yourself. Every time you saw something reflected in someone else of you, so every time you saw a reflection of someone else in you, you were really just seeing yourself in a different facet, with different life experiences and different motives. So, to conclude, hopefully I will be adding more videos soon, and this will not be the end, and I won't be consumed by lack of motivation. I mean, I'm a bipolar person. I don't like to label myself that often, but I know my limits. You know, I have depressive bouts, I have manic bouts, and probably in the manic bouts you'll see more videos, and hopefully they'll actually make sense. So cheerio. See you guys in the next video.